Alright guys, today is going to be an exciting one because I am going to reveal the remainder of my giveaway events. Now, in case you don't know what I'm talking about, basically, Garena have approached those of us in the content creator program and have allowed us basically to host different giveaway events and basically will be sponsoring for all of the rewards. And basically, on my side, I have the ability to pick 20 different winners and pass their details to the game dev, and every single one of those winners will be getting 999 gems in game. Now, I know it's not a great amount of currency, but every little helps, and also I'm going to try to make the event as fun as possible. So hopefully you guys will get some bit of fun just through participating in the events, even if you don't manage to win it. Okay. Now I have already revealed 3 of my events previously in a previous video. I will link that in the video comment section for you guys to check it out. But basically there's going to be one regarding decorating your base, another one regarding club contest, and also a third one regarding making a customized SP character. Now I have gotten some feedback that event number 1 and event number 2 may be a bit more difficult for new players because you may not have enough resources to buy the furniture for your base. And even though for for event number 2, I am deducting 5% for each of the UR dupes. If you're really new to the game, you probably will still not be competitive enough, which is fair enough. Okay, so that's kind of why in the 3 new events I'm going to reveal today, event 4, 5, and 6, I am going to try to make it as free to play and as new player friendly as possible, so everyone have a chance to win it. Now, before actually talking about my 3 new events, I just want to make one thing clear up front as well, which is that I will be picking 20 different winners across my 6 events, okay? So even though there are 6 totally different events and I am not going to forbid you from participating in all of them, however, if you are actually fortunate enough to win one of them, I am going to then exclude you from the remainder slots. And that's because I just want to make sure of my as many people as possible are able to participate in this event and basically get that engagement from the whole community. So if, like I said, if you're actually fortunate enough or skilled enough to win one event already, I would want to give other players a chance as well. So that's kind of why I'll be picking 20 different winners. Okay. Now let's move back to the actual event I'll be hosting. So event number 4 that I will be hosting is going to be exercise form, and this is just going to be based on how lucky you are basically in the daily exercise. Obviously, there's still going to be an element of skill involved as well because you need to know the which card do you want to use at what times, etc. But a good amount of it will also be down to luck. So that's kind of why I'm hoping it'll be friendly to some of the new players as well. Now, I'll be picking 3 winners out of this, and the duration will be from now all the way to the 24th of October. The way you want to submit this is basically just a screenshot of your final result. I will actually talk about at the end of the video the format I want that screenshot to be, because there are going to be a certain things that I'm going to be looking for in that screenshot. The submission will be via my Discord server. In case you don't know how to join, I already talked about it in the first part of my giveaway event. So just check out my previous video, which I will link in the comment section, and that has all the details on how to join my Discord server and also how to make submissions. Now, in terms of how the reward will be, sorry, how this will be actually scored and how the winners will be decided. Once again, this will become a bit more clear when I actually show you guys the screenshot I have at the end of the video. So you can just jump to that, I guess, if you want. But basically, I'm only going to count the exercise portion of the reward. I'm not going to count the reward for just simply finishing the stage. The reason for this is, once again, I want to give a chance to the new players, because in case you are not actually able to unlock the last stage, which actually has a higher finishing reward than the earlier stages, then it's just not fair for me to take that into consideration. So that's kind of why I will try to make it slightly more friendly to new players by only counting the exercise reward. However, there's going to be an exception, which is going to be a ×2 card, because that will actually give you an extra reward on top of the normal finishing reward. And obviously you are making that trade-off there in order to get that ×2 card. So I am actually going to count off the rewards from that, okay? And in terms of how the winner will be decided, it will be ranked by, first of all, the number of gems. And if there's a tie, then I'll move on to the number of energy bars. If there's still a tie, then be the cheering tokens, and then it'll be moved on to the gold coins. And then finally, it's going to be the number of cards you still have left remaining by the time of actually finishing the daily exercise, okay? So that is basically how I'm going to pick the winners. Like I said, I will actually show you a screenshot at the end as probably going to be a bit more helpful for me to actually, for you guys to actually see exactly what I'm talking about and what I mean by kind of the exercise reward and also the times two card, etc. But yeah, so that's kind of event number 4. Now let's move on to event number 5. This one once again is going to be decided randomly. So it's a fair chance for everyone in the community. Basically, all I'm asking you to do here is just submit a screenshot of your future team. The future team that you have to do needs to have position limit in it, okay? So you can only pick one setter, one liberal, one opposite header, two mid blockers, and also two wing spikers. So that's basically pretty much it. You submit that screenshot on my Discord server once again. The duration of the event will be now all the way to the 24th October, and I'll be picking 3 winners out of that. Now this brings us to the last event, which is event number 6, Guess My Team. Now for this event, there will be 4 winners, so it will be 1 per week, and it will last from the 29th of September to the 23rd of October, okay? So please only submit your answers during that time period. Now the reason why there are 4 weeks and also 4 winners is because I will be rotating around the 4 specialities in this game. So basically the week starting the 29th of September, we'll be starting off with the event for quick speciality, and then for the week afterwards, the second week will be the block speciality, then move on to power, and then lastly moving on to receive. Now for this event, what you have to do is basically you need to submit a screenshot of what you consider to be the strongest team in that specialty. Now because I am actually the one who will be reviewing everything and also deciding who is the winner, I guess in some sense you're also trying to guess what will be my strongest team for each of the speciality, and that's kind of why I also titled it as just simply Guess My Team. Now the team you want to submit is going to be for no position limit, okay? So be careful when you're actually submitting that team. The speciality for the team is not going to be decided by the setter, but instead will be based on how many players within that team have that speciality, okay? So just pay special attention into that. Now the format, like I said, it will just be a screenshot, but also pay attention in terms of the rotation, because the rotation do matter a lot in this game, and that's kind of why I want to consider that point of view as well. And you can also provide a short explanation, because whilst I do already have my mind made up on what I think is going to be the strongest for each speciality, if you actually came up with something which I've never thought about and you actually explained to me about it, then potentially that could change my mind as well, okay? So try to come up with a short explanation on why you think that's going to be the strongest as well, and you may actually affect my decision. But yeah, so that's going to be all 6 of the events I'll be hosting. So let me know what you guys think, and all the best to all of you. So for event number 4, so the exercise farm one, basically this is the screenshot I'll be looking for you guys to submit on my Discord channel. Basically, I want this screenshot of the final finishing line, and the reason for that is so that I can also see what cards you have remaining, how many of them, because they will be used for the tiebreaker, and also most importantly, if you happen to have this ×2 card, this is going to be very important, because I'll be taking half of your finishing reward and add it onto your exercise reward, okay? Remember, I am only looking at the exercise reward to make it somewhat free-to-play friendly towards, well, not free-to-play friendly, sorry, to make it somewhat friendly to new players, because they may not actually be able to unlock the last stage and get all of those higher finishing rewards. So that's kind of why I'm only looking at the exercise reward. But obviously with this ×2 card, you would have gotten extra reward from the finishing half as well. But that's kind of why if you do happen to have this card, I'll be taking half of your finishing reward and add it onto the final score I'm looking for, okay? So basically you'll be getting 20 extra diamonds, 25k extra gold coins, 120 extra cheer token, and 3 extra energy bar, okay? I'll be counting those towards your score as well. Now, I already talked about the scoring, but basically it will be determined by whichever one has the highest diamonds. If there's a tie, I'll move on to the energy bar, because that's probably the second most important thing here. Then it will be moving on to the chair tokens, then moving on to the gold coins. If all of those are all tied, then I'll be looking at how many cards you have remaining. And in those cases, the ×2 card will still be in effect, okay? So for example here, on this particular screenshot, basically I'll have 3 cards remaining if in the case of a tiebreaker, okay? So that's basically how this event is going to work and how I will be marking them to decide on the winners.